When you make the time to visit Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you want to make sure that your trip goes as smoothly as possible. If you're a first-time visitor, it's easy to make some beginner's mistakes at the park. We're here to help you avoid these. We'll break down the biggest rookie mistakes you'll want to stay away from during your Disney vacation. These mistakes are common for first-time visitors. It's important to keep them in mind even for seasoned park goers. We're in the Disney parks every week and are always gathering the most up-to-date information so we can give you expert tips and guidance. I'm Gavin from Mickey Visit, back with more of the best of Disney. Before we get into the rookie mistakes, don't miss getting our free Disney Packing List printable and our other free downloadable planning resources. Go to the URL on the screen now or scan the QR code to access this. You can also always go to our video description for this link and links to our key valuable resources. You'll get access to other helpful printables and a free newsletter to get the latest on Disney discounts, news, and more when you sign up to get this free download. Without further ado, let's dive into some of the biggest mistakes you can make when visiting Disney parks and some ways to avoid these. With so much of the Disney experience requiring careful forethought and planning, there are several mistakes that you can make as a first-time visitor. Many Disney rookies end up figuring out the best formula for Disney parks after lots of trial and error, but we want to help you bypass that as much as possible so you can enjoy a great trip. Whether these mistakes relate to travel to and from the parks, dining, or even the planning phase before you step foot on property, they can set a sour tone for your trip by eating up valuable time and preventing you from experiencing everything you've planned. We want to avoid this. Let's dive into these top rookie mistakes. The first mistake we'll talk about today, and one of the biggest ones you can make when visiting the Disney parks, is being underprepared for your trip. There's so many things to explore at the parks, from new attractions to parades, nighttime spectaculars, dining experiences, and more. If you don't do your research to know what will be available during your trip, from seasonal events to ride closures, you may find yourself confused or missing out on major experiences. We recommend looking up offerings ahead of time and making a list of everything you want to do and see. The earlier you can do this in the planning process, the better, as some experiences may require advanced reservations. At MickeyVisit.com, we specialize in sharing the latest news and important tips, all geared towards helping you plan your trip. You also want to make sure you've prepared for the weather during your trip. Check the forecast ahead of time so that you know what to expect for weather patterns during that time that you're visiting. That way, you can plan ahead and pack everything you'll need to wear or bring to the parks. You'll also find specific monthly guides on Mickey Visit for both Disneyland and Disney World with critical things to know for that specific month. Speaking of preparedness, the next common rookie mistake, and a very important one to avoid, is waiting to make dining reservations. There are so many dining experiences to choose from at the parks, including character dining, themed table service restaurants, dining packages that come with reserved viewing for entertainment, and more. However, some of the most popular dining experiences are fully booked in a heartbeat. So if you have your heart set on a particular one, you need to make sure you're ready to make reservations in advance. You don't want to rely on walk-ups for these and end up having to change your plans last minute. Guests can start making diner reservations up to 60 days in advance. For popular experiences, make sure you're ready to secure spots as soon as they become available. There are ways to get dining notifications for specific restaurants. You can see our full article on getting difficult reservations at both Disneyland and Disney World, and links in our video description. While we're still in the planning phase of your Disneyland vacation, another huge mistake you want to avoid is waiting to buy your tickets until you get to the park. You do not want to deal with the hassle of standing in line at the ticket booth and wasting precious morning time. It's also important to note that as of this video posting, all Disneyland and Disney World ticket types require park reservations, though at Disney World this is changing soon for a majority of tickets. For both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, you can always get discounts on multi-day tickets. We actually never buy our tickets directly from Disney. There are ticket resellers that work with Disney to offer lower prices. We in particular recommend Getaway Today. Getaway Today has worked with Disney for over 30 years and gives us exclusive lower prices that you can access by going to mickeyvisit.com/tickets. or scan in the QR code on the screen. By buying through this link, you support our content and get access to the lowest prices on tickets anywhere. The next rookie mistake we're going to talk about is one that can make a huge difference in how your park day goes. This one's unfortunately super common, and it's arriving late to the parks in the mornings. While it's so tempting to sleep in or eat a leisurely breakfast, it's essential that you don't miss out on rope drop. This is when the parks allow you to line up at the ropes that block off various lands. And if you're ready to go ahead of the crowds, you can be the first to experience popular attractions with minimal wait. It's crucial to take advantage of this quieter morning time to dodge the long lines that will build up in the afternoons. Rope drop means the time that ropes are literally dropped within the theme parks to let guests head to their first attraction. The next big mistake we're going to discuss can prevent you from being at the parks in time for rope drop, and that's not accounting for travel time. You want to make sure that you have more than enough time budgeted to get from your hotel to the parks, go through security, and line up at the gates. Of course, this looks a little different for Disneyland versus Disney World. At Disneyland, this might be a matter of accounting for walking time depending on where your hotel is located, or getting from the Mickey and Friends parking structure. While at Disney World, you'll always want to plan for at least an hour of travel time if you're using the Walt Disney World operated transportation to get from your hotel to the theme parks. So when we say you want to be at the gate at least 30 minutes before the official opening time, we mean at the gate to the park and not arriving at the park or leaving your hotel at that time. Once you're in the parks, another rookie mistake you'll want to avoid is forgetting to download the Disney Parks apps. These are crucial in navigating your day at the parks. So you definitely want to make sure you download the My Disney Experience app for Disney World or the Disneyland app for Disneyland. Especially if this is your first Disney trip, be sure to familiarize with the app's features before your trip. Features include the ability to check for wait times, place mobile orders for food pickup, access park maps, manage dining reservations, and more. The app is also where you can make Genie Plus Lightning Lane reservations and join virtual queues for popular new attractions like Tron Light Cycle Run and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Disney World. Be sure to check out our video on Genie Plus at Disneyland for everything you need to know about this crucial service. Because you'll be using the Disney Parks app so much throughout the day, another huge rookie mistake is forgetting to bring a portable charger to the parks. Between taking pictures, making Lightning Lane reservations, and scrolling through your phone while you're waiting in lines, you might be surprised at how fast your battery drains. The last thing you want is a dead phone battery at the parks. Bringing a portable charger is the easiest way to keep your phone charged all day, and you can carry it with you wherever you go. While battery packs are available to buy in the parks if you find yourself without one, we recommend a specific Anchor Power Core that holds 3 to 4 phone charges. Check out the link to this best charger in the video description below. This is the one that I personally use for every trip. The next mistake that many first-time visitors make is prioritizing fashion over comfort. While it's tempting to wear those brand new shoes or cool outfits on your Disney trip, the most important thing you want to consider is whether or not what you're wearing will stay comfortable all day. You'll be doing a ton of walking in the parks, with the average person walking around 10 or more miles a day. So you want to make sure you wear comfortable shoes with solid arch support and breathable clothes that won't itch or rub during the course of the day. Depending on what time of year you're visiting, mornings and evenings might be cooler than afternoons at the parks. So it's always a good idea to bring some layers to throw on if it gets chilly. Now, I'll caveat, even as we say that, keep in mind that you'll still be seen by a ton of other people and want to be taking pictures, so strike a balance between comfort and looks for your trip. Now, with all of our advice on making sure you're prepared for your Disney trip, it's easy to start feeling a little overwhelmed. While you certainly want to avoid coming to the Disney parks without doing any planning, you also don't want to make the mistake of overplanning your trip and leaving no room for spontaneity. While it pays to come reasonably prepared, you don't want to plan every single minute of your trip to the point where it feels like more of a stressful checklist than a vacation. Remember, you're at Disney to have fun. Don't be afraid to take a detour from your plan to enjoy a churro or Dole Whip, watch the parade, or do anything else that catches your attention at the moment. Embrace spontaneity, as moments that weren't part of the original plan can often end up being some of the best parts of your vacation. On a related note, sometimes when you're trying to fit in everything you want to do and see, you neglect to take care of yourself or others. A big rookie mistake that even experienced parkgoers make is forgetting to take a midday break. Especially as the crowds get more intense and the weather grows hotter in the afternoons, taking a midday break can be crucial to keeping everyone happy for the rest of the day. While it's understandable to want to make the most of every minute at the parks, you also need to make sure that everyone in your group is well rested enough to enjoy the experience. Whether this midday break is finding a quiet spot at the parks to rest your feet, or going to take a nap or swim at the hotel if it's close by, you won't regret carving out this time to recharge so that you're ready to enjoy the evening at the parks. We also like to pop into the nearby Disney hotels to explore and see more of the property. At Disneyland, we love the Grand Californian lobby, and at Walt Disney World, there are so many different Disney Deluxe hotels to explore. One final note and mistake that you can make is expecting perfection during your Disney vacation. While it's completely reasonable to be excited about everything you want to do and see, things sometimes happen that are out of your control. From the weather acting up to the ride shutting down or shows canceling. Though these things can be disappointing, make sure to keep an open mind and see this as a possibility to try something you maybe didn't have planned. Also, make sure to be super nice to Disney cast members and understanding, as it all is just happening and it's a normal day of operations, and you never know what could happen in the parks that might be impacting their day and the cause of the change to parks expectations. There are so many mistakes that are easy to make as a Disney rookie, so let us know in the comments what mistakes you made during your first visit. Don't forget to get your free printable packing list and our other helpful printable tools by going to the URL on the screen now or scanning the QR code. You can also always go to the video description for helpful links. We have so many more great videos planned here on Mickey Visit. Please hit subscribe and join us. This has been Gavin from Mickey Visit. I look forward to seeing you back here and in the parks.